Greetings and welcome to another episode of Wild Mouse. I, of course, am your host, Taylor Bartle, and I am joined once again, making his third appearance on the show, making him a Wild Mouse all-star. Please welcome back Max Zaleski.
It's me! And I definitely did not forget that this podcast was happening.
Yeah, if you're a premium pass holder and you listen to July's premium pass episode and you heard Max make fun of me for forgetting about the episode, well, today it was Max's turn.
To be fair, I had an alert go off that said, hey, you have 5 minutes before your podcast starts. And I was like, great. And then I had somebody come to the door. And then I, for whatever reason, started making dinner for no apparent reason. And then about 5 minutes ago, I was like, wait a minute.
I think I was going to do something.
Yeah. My brain, man.
It's something sometimes.
I want to kick off this podcast. I know that you just said that I'm an all-star, so thank you so much. You know who isn't an all-star?
Who?
Hulk Hogan. Rest in piss, bozo.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Hulk Hogan because he doesn't deserve to be talked about.
He's tangentially related to theme parks.
Sure. I mean, I did a bonus episode on WWE's Unrealized theme park.
Oh, yes. This is true. You did.
Yeah. Also, his name is Terry. Can we stop with the Hulk Hogan? I've not seen a single death announcement call him Terry Bollea.
Yeah. Well, you know that Hulk Hogan was a piece of shit, but Terry Bollea, if you separate the art from the look, you know who isn't a massive piece of shit?
Is it a silly old bear?
It is a silly old bear and his friends in the 100-acre woods.
That's right, friends and family. Today, I said family on purpose. Don't worry about it.
Family.
Today, we are talking about the many, many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Because this is a ride that operates in 4 different parks, although we are mostly going to be talking about the Disneyland version, specifically because it's the only one that Max and I have ridden.
You don't know. I could have been to the Shanghai Disney.
Have you been to Shanghai Disney, Max?
No. But I could have.
No, wait, have you been to Disney World?
Yeah, I went to Disney World before I went to Disneyland.
Okay, did you go on this there?
Yes, but it's been
1 week since you looked at me.
16 years?
Okay.
It's been a long time.
So Max has ridden it in Disney World, but it is mostly fresh in his mind in Disneyland. I have only ridden the Disneyland one. I did not ride the Disney World one when I went, and I have not been to Asia in any way. So, yet, maybe?
Asterisk?
Yeah, we'll see. But so, the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. The first one was in Magic Kingdom. Following the success of the 1988 film Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Heard of it?
Hey, we've done that one.
Yeah. Disneyland actually was going to make a whole new land. I think we talked about this in the Roger Rabbit cartoon spin episode. And, it obviously eventually became Mickey's Toontown. And one of the rides they wanted to have was a Winnie the Pooh dark ride. And it was going to basically be Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. In fact, it actually turned into Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin because originally you were going to be much like the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. You would get in a honeypot, but the honeypots would spin. Kind of like, the teacups. But the ride was ultimately canceled, and like I said, the space was used to make Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. 7 years later, over down in Florida, there was a plan for a Winnie the Pooh attraction in the Magic Kingdom, and they decided to use an existing structure, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So that's kind of sad that this overtook Mr. Toad's Wild Ride in Florida.
Oh, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is a dope ride that I definitely rode in Disneyland.
Be fair, everyone wants Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
That's true.
But so yeah, in Florida, where this originally opened, they turned Mr. Toad's Wild Ride into Winnie the Pooh. The ride was retained during a Fantasyland expansion, and in 2010, it received a new queue resembling the 100-acre wood, and they called it Pooh's Interactive Queue.
Oh, bother.
That's cute because it rhymes, I guess.
Sure, but I don't really want to be interactive with Disney's Pooh.
And they should have just called it the Pooh Queue.
Or the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Q.
Sure, yeah, they could call it that. But Pooh's Interactive Queue, or the PIQ, as the cool kids call it, incorporates a playground. Incorporates a playground with children's games, allowing members of a party to play while others hold space in line. No, I don't like that. Every one of your party should be in line.
Agreed. Yeah. These people who are like, don't worry, I've got the rest of my group, and then they have like an entire school like schoolroom of friends who are like, I'm just gonna ride, and now you're waiting for 180 minutes because this ride, the queue for this ride and a lot of the other Fantasyland rides are monstrous.
Yeah,
all
and
the fucking children.
Few things annoy me more at a Disney park than people pushing their way through the queue, being like, "Oh, my group's up there. My group's up there. I'm meeting my husband up there." It's like, no, you're not, you liar.
You lying liar. That's why I like solo queue rides. We went and rode Expedition Everest probably like 30 times in a row between a friend and I, and we were like, well, we'll go do it together once, and then they were like, this ride is dope, and then we just went and we literally just walked out of the exit and then into the single queue and just rode it probably 30 times within the next 3 hours. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
So good.
Yeah, Expedition Everest is sweet. My girlfriend's dad went on it, and he did not know that it went backwards, and he was not a fan of that aspect of it.
Oh, but that's like the best part of it.
I know. Anyway, yeah, the Disneyland plan was shelved in 1999, which is actually when the Magic Kingdom one opened, June 5th, 1999. So it just recently had its 26th anniversary. But
yep, you said that out loud. How dare you?
Unlike Florida, California does not have a lot of room for Disneyland to expand. So they decided they were going to replace an existing ride. Fantasyland, which would make the most sense, was ruled out because it contains the least amount of space. So what was then called Critter Country was ultimately chosen, since I guess Winnie the Pooh and his friends are critters.
They are critters. It's true.
It kind of makes sense.
Of Matt Mercer.
Okay.
Critical Role. It's a D&D. Never mind.
Not a big fan of the awful horror movie Critters.
Hey now. It's just as good as Gremlins. There we go.
It is absolutely not. You shut your whore mouth. It's better than Ghoulies, I'll give it that.
Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
They'll get you in the end.
You.
But so Critter Country consisted of a whopping 3 rides: Splash Mountain, Country Bear Jamboree, and Winnie the Pooh. And somehow Winnie the Pooh is the only one still standing.
Well, like Splash Mountain's technically
the structure's still there, yeah.
Yeah, it's just called something different.
Yeah, and they've also renamed.
Same ride.
It is the same ride. Although, as me and Rob and Miriam debated, we think it's faster, but...
Huh.
But that Critter Country has since been renamed Bayou Country, which, you know...
Oh, for the frog and the
Princess and the Frog, yeah.
That one, thank you.
Yeah, which makes the Winnie the Pooh edition very curious.
Yeah, because, Winnie the Pooh, not like a Creole, French, Cajun deal. Winnie the Pooh is definitely none of those things.
I'm pretty sure the 100-acre wood is not in the bayou.
No, isn't it like up north, like in like Connecticut or something?
I think so, something like that. Yeah.
All right.
So I actually misspoke because they replaced Country Bear Jamboree with Winnie the Pooh. So Winnie the Pooh and Country Bear Jamboree never existed at the same time.
I was about to say my mom was very upset that they took away the Country Bear Jamboree because it was like her favorite as a kid, and I was forced to sit through it anytime that we went to Disney, and I was like, huh, this is interesting. But mainly because one of the moose's names was Max. So
yeah, and in fact, actually, Max was a deer. Melvin is the moose.
Whatever.
And Buff the Stuffalo.
Whoa, that's a good one.
Buff the Stuffalo.
Yeah, Buff the Stuffalo.
Speaking of which, did you hear Buff Bagwell got his leg amputated?
Yes, from he's been having problems. The 100-acre wood is in fucking England.
Oh, that makes the most sense.
Ashdown Forest in Sussex, England.
In it.
Anyway, Tuesday. Anyway,
the heads of Max the Deer, Melvin the Moose, and Buff the Buffalo are actually mounted inside the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
That's horrifying, given that Winnie the Pooh, sure, you could suggest that they're not really real animals, but they are real animals, which means that the heads of those animals are like their friends and their corpses of their friends.
Yeah, basically. It's like if I put your head up on my wall.
Yep. Not scary at all.
So the budget of the attraction was set for $30 million, most of it dedicated to reformatting the Country Bear Jamboree show building into a ride, which is kind of crazy that like Country Bear Jamboree was just a show and they're turning it into a ride.
Yeah, but the space was huge because if I remember correctly, and to be fair, it had been a very long time since I've seen the Country Bear Jamboree in Disneyland. I remember that space being very large.
I mean, it must have been. This is not a long ride. I guess it's 3 minutes and 15 seconds. It's not a short ride, I guess, but it's not. Doesn't take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
The Disneyland version opened in 2003, received large promotions by park management, and lines were long at first, but quickly dropped off. Disneyland was planning to have a media event scheduled for April 11th, 2003, but then just didn't.
Hey, never mind.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's a little weird that I don't remember, and I have a difficult relationship with Winnie the Pooh. I don't remember. Like, was this around the time that the Tigger movie came out?
I don't recall when the Tigger movie came out, so I don't know. That was 2000.
Okay, so it was at least a little closer, because I was gonna say, like, look, why do a Winnie the Pooh ride when it wasn't like super relevant since the late 70s, early 80s? I guess like the TV, like they like the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, like the TV show too, that was big on Disney. It feels weird that they did this as a ride rather than like a walkthrough.
Yeah,
especially because like Country Bear Jam, to be honest, Country Bear Jamboree sucked. So I get it.
Oh, Tony's gonna be mad.
Well, whatever.
I had no affinity for Country Bear Jamboree. I don't remember if I ever saw Country Bear Jamboree, to be honest with you.
I like the big fat bear. He was cool, but I think he sang about there was blood on. They sang about blood in that song. It was very weird.
Blood on the saddle, right?
Yeah, blood on the saddle, which is like that's not wholesome. A lot of Western movies are about like bad things like killing Indians.
Yeah, shooting people, and
gambling, and being liquored up,
banging whores.
Yep, ladies of the night they prefer.
Well, okay. Is that what they prefer?
I don't know.
Anyway, over in Hong Kong, the ride opened September 12th, 2005, and it was the only dark ride in Fantasyland. And also only the third dark ride in the whole park, the other two being Buzz Lightyear, Astro Blasters, and Space Mountain.
Space Mountain, still scary.
I mean, I love Space Mountain.
Yeah, it should be scarier for you, because you're like 8 feet tall. But
yeah.
Have you been on the ride when all the lights are on? That's terrifying.
No, I've never been on when the lights were on.
Oh my god. So, for whatever reason, the one in Disney World was broken. Like all the dark stuff was broken for like an extended period of time during one of the times that we were there. Like it was down for like a month. And Disney was like, well, we need to do something. So they repurposed it, and they were like, you can ride Space Mountain with the lights on as like a behind the scenes kind of thing. And it was terrifying and not fun at all. It's very scary.
Well, yeah, the big appeal of Space Mountain is that how dark it is.
Yeah, and that you could die at any time.
I don't know if that's part of it, but over in Shanghai, the ride opened June 16th, 2016. So there's a pretty big gap between Hong Kong and Shanghai as opposed to all the others. Similar to the Magic Kingdom version, but mostly identical to the Hong Kong version. But here's a funny story. In 2018, I
was about to bring it up. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. In 2018, according to Business Insider, I don't know how many people remember this, but there was a whole thing where everyone was comparing the General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party, Xi Jinping. They were comparing him to Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was all these rumors that Winnie the Pooh was going to be banned throughout China.
Which is crazy because his shirt is red.
Yeah. Okay. But Pooh's clearly a commie.
That's what I'm saying.
But, I mean, at least as of 2023, the rides are still open. To the best of my knowledge, they still are.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, like, around that time period, all of those jokes, and, like, the Disney subreddits were like, are they gonna kowtow to the Chinese government? And I guess Disney told them to shut the fuck up.
Disney was like, it's just a silly old bear.
Yeah, it's a silly old bear. Easy down there, Pooh.
Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
So, like I said, we're going to talk mostly about the Disneyland version, and it's interesting because it's actually the most unique from all the others. The official description from Disneyland.com says, get lost in the pages of A.A. Milne's classic tale as you glide through Pooh's most memorable adventures. As you glide through Pooh.
Glide through Pooh. Yep.
Board your beehive and get swept up in a gust of wind with Piglet, Gopher, Eeyore, Kanga, and Roo, band together with Tigger and friends to stay afloat in a torrential downpour. Celebrate sunny days and togetherness as Pooh finally gets his paws on some honey. This visual extravaganza filled with Disney songs is sure to delight cubs of all ages.
And the rain,
Cubs,
rain
bears,
came down.
Otters.
Yep, very gay.
Twinks.
Super gay. Yep.
So, real quick, I want to talk about the other three versions, just because, like I said, they're all pretty similar. The biggest difference between those and the Disneyland version is that in the Disneyland version, you ride in a beehive, and in all the other versions, you ride in a honeypot.
Yes.
No idea why.
No. I think it's because the California version were very big fans of Austin Powers.
You think that's why?
Beehive, baby.
Oh, this. Hey, okay.
That was good.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible. So you get in your honeypot, and you enter the 100-acre wood during a rather blustery day, which of course is based on the book Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day.
Yep. Very so imaginative.
And you see Piglet holding a broom while being spun around. Pooh is holding onto a balloon while trying to reach for honey, and Eeyore's just patronizing Pooh. Roo starts to be blown away, and Kanga holds on to him. We see Owl in his home. Everything is scattered about, and there's actually a picture of Toad here. So they kind of, little wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Which means that they all exist within the same universe. I am waiting for the multiverse for Disney movies.
Mr. Pooh's Wild Ride.
Mr. Pooh's Wild Ride. It's all, it's a small world after,
Pooh.
Nope. After Pooh. It's a small world after Pooh. You're small. Anyway,
the ride passes a giant storybook page, and Tigger bounces out, and he goes, hoo-hoo-hoo! And the ride vehicles actually begin to bounce, which I don't think that happens in the Disneyland version. Does it?
I don't believe so. Mainly because it's like a longer cart in Disneyland. It's like a 6-seater, or like there's like three tiers of peers. Pews. 3 tiers of pews. There we go.
Pews.
That was very hard to say. Whereas the honeypots are only 2x2.
Okay. I mean, no, I was going to say it could be because they repurposed Mr. Toad, but that didn't happen in Mr. Toad either, so I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, Taylor.
Tigger bounces up and down at one point before the ride moves on to Pooh's home, and then Tigger has pinned Pooh to the floor. What? Sexy. As he tells him all about heffalumps and woozles.
Heffalumps and woozles.
Which, at least in the Disneyland version, is a fucking nightmare.
It's a banger.
I mean, yeah, the song's great, but just the visuals are just like, oh dear God, what have I awoken into?
Yeah. Some of those dark rides are like legitimately scary, and especially for kids who are like, 5 or 4. I saw more kids riding like running out scared for those rides than I did for like Tower of Terror or whatever.
Well, it's because they're too small for Tower of Terror.
Shut up, Taylor. Let me be right.
Okay, the ride moves around some very strange objects. A purple woozle lights a heffalump. A purple woozle lights a heffalump, like on fire? Yes, causing a giant smoke ring to come from its trunk.
Oh yeah, and they use a cool smoke ring thing to make a cool smoke ring that comes at you, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, and a giant heffalump has holes that reveal the way out of the heffalumps and woozles scene. As the guests continue through the scenes, 2 dancing heffalumps and woozles simultaneously change colors and patterns on the wall. A harp-playing heffalump is playing her harp made out of honey. Giant balloons fly up in the air, and 2 watering cans pouring rain on the riders indicate the end of the heffalumps and woozles scene.
Can I posit a question?
Sure.
I think that honey is a substitute for drugs.
It seems that way when it comes to the heffalumps and woozles, for sure.
It's like, this was written in like, I don't know when the books were written, but like the movies were made in like the late 70s and everybody was high back then. So like this definitely is like hey, we can like subliminally sneak in some drug analogies here. Yeah,
it definitely seems like it. Because the heffalumps and woozles scene is like, it's got bright neon colors and it's got all this weird shit. that it definitely feels like it's supposed to be like an acid trip or something.
Indeed.
Yeah, so after the Heffalumps and Woozle scene, the vehicle arrives in a room painted with rain and cloud patterns as thunder and lightning go off, and then re-enters the 100-acre wood, which is experiencing the rainstorm. The ride vehicles begin to float. I do remember this part in the Disneyland version. Eeyore complains about the wind and rain. Gopher squirts water out of his mouth. Kangaroo, Rabbit, Tigger, and Owl attempt to save Piglet from floating away, and the ride vehicles move to find Pooh flying around owing to the wind? What the hell does that mean?
Blowing to the wind? Or, no, he is being blown, and that is owed to the wind. So, like, it's the reason for it. There's a really cool effect that happens in this ride, and I can't pinpoint exactly where it happens, but there's a big storybook page, and I bet now it's just like projection mapping, but they have water that digital water like float down and splash onto the page, and the letters start to run, and the letters themselves like run down the path of the water. It's a really cool effect that, when I was young was like, I don't know how they did that. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I sort of know how they did that.
Yeah, so the Disney World and Shanghai and Hong Kong versions, this was actually the last time that Paul Winchell voiced Tigger.
Yes.
So, that's neat.
He was a ventriloquist. Did you know this?
I did know that, actually.
He was old.
Sure, yeah. One of the versions in Asia, I think it's Shanghai, like, Pooh is, like, flocked and, like, almost realistic looking. And it's really kind of jarring.
I don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's a cartoon. Make him look like a cartoon.
Yeah, I don't need any. Do not. Actually, they already did this. They did like a live action Winnie the Pooh, right? Movie, right? Like that was like 07.
It's called Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like Disney did one where like Christopher Robin was real, and all of the critters were like CG, but like felt CG. So
is this the one with Ewan McGregor?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
That was a good retelling of the story.
Yeah, although that Pooh looks a lot like the like old books style.
Yes. Yeah. They don't know what they're doing. They have too many Poohs. They're constipated. Ayo. Anyway.
Or they have diarrhea.
Ah, yes. Walt Disney. Famous for his diarrhea.
Yep. From all that chili.
From all the chili. Make sure you sign up to the premium pass to hear about us talking about Walt and his love of chili.
That's right. Good plug. Okay, so moving to California, where we're going to focus most of our energy here. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the entrance is right across from the entrance to what is now Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Yeah, it's like real close.
To the point where I'm pretty sure I have walked past this many, many times without even realizing it was there.
Rude.
But the entrance is just kind of this, like,
barn.
I don't know, barn? Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a big sign that says The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and it's got Pooh and Tigger and Piglet and Eeyore and Roo, and a clock that says 5-minute wait, because it's pretty much always a 5-minute wait.
Yeah, this ride is not very popular, which is sad.
Yeah, I think we went on it this last time because I think we were over there to go on Tiana's and it had broken down. So we were this is here.
Yeah. Definitely one of those things where you're like, I can go on this a couple of times before my, Fast Pass is ready. I know that Fast Pass doesn't really exist, I guess, anymore, but
it's Lightning Lane now.
Well, look, back in my day, Taylor.
If you start talking about how Fast Pass used to be free, I swear to God.
It did. It was free.
I know it was, but I don't need to hear about it.
Hey, Taylor, the first time that you went to Disney, did you still have to pay with tickets or?
Probably.
Because you're old.
I mean, they definitely weren't on your phone. No.
No, yeah. No, like the rides.
Oh, no.
Yeah. My mom had a whole bunch, like a booklet of old tickets that she never used, and I'm like, man, this was like worth like $40 back then, which was a lot of money.
And they might be worth something now. You might be able to sell them to some Disney adults on eBay.
Yep. That's true. Disney adults. It's very weird.
Yeah. But so the queue to Winnie the Pooh, the Winnie the Queue, if you will.
Yep, thank you.
Is there's really nothing to it. Like, it's extremely short, and not just in like time, but in space. There's not a lot of area that's covered. You really just kind of walk through some, wooden post fences and some like green area off to the side, and then next thing you know, you're in front of the ride.
Also, this is a very weird thing, is that this dark ride, which has slow moving, buggies or whatever you want to call them, you get on it outside, which is very different than every other dark ride. And I think the only other dark ride that goes outside is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Splash Mountain.
Well, that one doesn't really count. You're already, because it's in the water. There's not there. There's not like a lot of electronics on board the thing. So if it like rains, I know that California doesn't like rain a lot. But like if when it does rain, like I think that would probably be a problem, right?
Probably, yeah. I would imagine they probably shut this ride down if it rains too hard.
You don't see that happen with Haunted Mansion. I'm just saying.
No, you definitely don't, because Haunted Mansion is all inside.
Yes, and
it's underground.
You'll be waiting in the rain. But...
Yes.
Okay.
But so you get in your beehive. Pro tip: most legroom is in the front.
Yep.
They made a point to tell my brother that this was the only ride that was like, get in the front.
Ah, yes. You long-legged lot, get up front.
Yep. So you climb into your beehive, and you head into another barn. This is a different barn. It's not the same barn. And there's these really cheaply made, at least looking doors. Like, they look like barn doors, but they're just painted. And I'm like,
do you think it's like
Disney.
On purpose, though?
Is it supposed to look like you're going into a book, like a storybook?
That's like the vibe that I'm getting.
I suppose. Yeah, they're just painted to look like, they have the big wood straps across them. Big wood planks across them like barn doors do. Then they're also painted with like foliage and leaves, and it looks very fall and fun and cute and adorable. All that fun Winnie the Pooh stuff. And you go through 2 of these doors, and then you go through 3, I don't know if you call them doors, but they're the same basic function, but they're just leaves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. My memory is coming back as you're talking about it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I can sort of remember that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then you enter 100 Acre Wood, and it's a very blustery day. And
very blustery day.
Yeah, we see Roo flying away. Kanga's holding on to a scarf or something to make sure Roo doesn't fly away. Winnie the Pooh, he's got a balloon, and he's floating away, and Eeyore's it's just screaming.
Just screaming.
I mean, that's what it looks like is happening. And Piglet is he's holding onto a broom, which I don't think would help you. I think the broom would just fly away too. Brooms are not that heavy.
Yeah, but Piglet is also not very heavy.
Piglet's he's a wee guy, yeah.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy. And then you go around a corner, and it's just raining now. I do remember when you
pouring down rain.
Yeah, I do remember when you first enter, and it's that very blustery day. There's actually like big fans just blowing you, and not in a sexy way.
Not even in the fun way. I went to Disneyland and all I got was blown by Winnie the Pooh.
I got blown by Winnie the Pooh. I don't think I can make that shirt.
Maybe.
Pretty sure I'll get a cease and desist on that one.
Hey, he's in the public domain now, so you're fine.
That's true. He is in public domain. I forgot.
Get fucked, Disney.
Okay, so yeah, then it starts pouring down rain, and this is all done with projection mapping and lighting effects. They obviously don't dump water on you.
No,
but they should.
They should.
Tigger looks like he's trying to save Pooh from floating away on a chair. I guess it must be flooding.
No, that's Piglet.
What'd I say?
You said Pooh.
Oh, yeah, Piglet. Pooh's upside down in a honeypot. That fat.
He's
fuck.
He's nose first in the honeypot. Yeah.
That must be the gopher spitting the water there.
Yep.
Eeyore is trying to save Kanga and Roo, who are floating on an umbrella with Rabbit, and Tigger is creeping in the bushes.
He is creeping in the bushes. He's
Why is he there?
Yeah, dislike.
Like what?
I was saying, like, what is he doing?
Yeah, but yeah,
he's like a creepy. A Tigger again.
And
he's
then
upside down now.
Yeah, I don't know where this is supposed to be, but all of a sudden Tigger pops up out of the ceiling. Tigger's just creeping around throughout this entire ride. I'm guessing this is inside Pooh's house.
Yeah.
And then there's this cool kind of Pepper's Ghost effect where Winnie the Pooh is flying above his own body. He's just disembodied. And then he flies into the darkness. And this is so cool.
It is,
this is
really
the coolest part of the ride.
Yeah. And it looks real too because of the way that they have the Pepper's Goat lit, and then when they do the projection mapping, because he is so high contrast against the utter darkness, it looks like a real thing is floating in front of you. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really well done. And he flies off into the nightmare hellscape that is the Heffalumps and Woozles room.
Yep.
Like I said before, bright neon colors, black light, everything. There's a multicolored Tigger in here. There is honey everywhere. Just painted the walls with honey.
Yeah, lots of mirrors. And if you've been on any like the Disney rides, you understand what they're doing. They're using the cool UV lights and all of the UV paint to make everything pop really, really like against the dark, because it's a dark ride. And all of it is lit in such a way that accentuates all of the perspectives and everything. Mm-hmm. So everything has this very otherworldly, very trip-esque, on ecstasy or acid, once again alluding back to drugs. But it definitely feels like a trip.
Yeah, and like you said, there's mirrors kind of like behind a lot of the props. So it's kind of this weird thing where you're looking at one thing and all of a sudden you see something out of the corner of your eye and it's actually you. Yeah.
No, the ugliest thing.
Then there's this rude boy Heffalump here wearing his like black and white checkered overalls and pork pie hat.
Very, very 60s coded for sure.
Yeah, and it looks like he's got an umbrella made of honey.
That's not going to work, silly.
Silly old Heffalump.
You're just going to get sticky.
Yeah, everything's got to be so sticky in this room.
Yeah, which is weird given the blacklight. You think it would be glowing like crazy.
Yeah. Pooh is in a hot air balloon inside a honeypot that is just overflowing with honey.
I am 90% sure that is where the main woman bear comes out from during the Country Bear Jamboree. That is like the same space that she would come out from.
That makes sense. This part is really trippy. There's like, I guess it's a big giant heffalump, but it's like super long. Like the wall turns into the heffalump. But there's a part of it that's cut out as in the shape of a woozle, and behind it is just like a spinning, it must be some kind of spinning disc or something. And so even though the woozle is still, there's all these polka dots and triangles and different shapes spinning around behind him, making it look like he's this weird, trippy, psychedelic thing.
Yeah, and this is like directly out of the 1977 film, like this feeling of surrealism and once again a drug trip, like that was pulled directly from the movie.
Yeah. Are these giant Jack-in-the-Box guys from the movie? I don't remember them.
I don't remember them, but perhaps.
Well, there's two giant Jack-in-the-Box woozles who look very similar to the weasels from Roger Rabbit. At least the crazy one.
They're woozles.
Yeah, they're not weasels, they're woozles.
The heffalumps and woozles.
Yep, that's how the song goes.
Yep.
There's two giant watering cans pouring water onto a heffalump with a flaming candle on his head. And then there's I guess that's another woozle who's dressed like a marching band leader, and he is lighting the candle.
Yep, he's lighting the candle, but there's no band to, there's no band to conduct. But right behind him, there's a heffalump, a smaller heffalump, who is playing a harp made out of honey on her trunk.
Yes, right next to another heffalump who is just drowning in honey.
Drowning in honey. R.I.P.
How do they come up with this shit?
Lots of drugs.
I was going to say drugs.
Drugs.
That's the answer, yeah. Yeah, so there's the harp playing heffalump. And then just so much honey. Just the walls are dripping yellow with honey.
Yeah, it's like a cavern. It's like a cavern of cavities.
And then Pooh is just coming out of the wall with his face in his hands covered in honey.
Yeah. He's stuck. So silly old bear.
And then finally, like as we're exiting this area, there's some heffa bees, I guess they're called, that are just like heffalumps but with bee bodies, and they can fly, and they have pixie dust for some reason.
Because drugs, Taylor. We've been over this.
So then you leave this area and you go back to Pooh's house. Pooh's bed is empty for whatever reason. There's an empty chair, and it's Pooh's birthday. Or something.
Is it? No, I don't think it's his birthday. He's just happy because he has friends.
I guess the banner doesn't say happy birthday. It just says, hooray for Pooh.
Yep. That's what you say after you've been constipated.
Yeah. Once you finally go, you're like, oh, hooray for Pooh.
Yep.
Why does Rabbit look 1,000 here?
Because he's been putting up with Winnie the Pooh's shit for so long.
So yeah, we've got Rabbit, Piglet, Pooh, and Tigger 2, and Owl, and they're just having a big old party. They're eating a big slice of chocolate cake. Owl is just waving at people that are already in the room.
Hello, welcome to Not My House.
And then we go into a room marked Honey Storage. There's a statue of Owl that says "From Owl." Okay.
Amazing.
A pot of honey filled with carrots from Rabbit. That sounds like a gross combination.
Yeah, unless it's like carrot cake.
Sure, yeah, but it's just a bowl of honey and carrots.
Yep, that's true.
And again, these are these like big swinging doors that we had at the beginning of the ride. Also, they're at the beginning of every single county fair haunted house ride.
Yeah, because it's big and dramatic when they swing open.
Yeah. Are we sure it's not Pooh's birthday? Because everyone gave him presents.
I don't think it's Pooh's birthday.
Well, Eeyore just gave him a bunch of jars of honey that all have Eeyore's tail on them. It's a weird thing.
Which makes them sentient honeypots, by the way.
I suppose so, yeah.
Given what we know about the critters in the Thousand Acre Wood.
And then I don't know who this last one is from. It's just it's from Tigger. Yeah. And then there's some balloons painted on the wall. Each balloon has a character painted on it. And then it's right back into the bright California sun.
Yeah.
And there's still honey everywhere.
Right as you come out, you see a better ride. It's crazy. You're on the slow ride, and they're like, "This is what you could be doing."
Yep. As you see people screaming as they go off that last hill, you're like, "That looks fun."
Why am I stuck on this ride?
Let me off this damn thing. And then, of course, once you exit, you go right into Pooh Corner,
a gift shop. Yep.
It is not a restroom; it is a gift shop.
Yep.
Although Pooh Corner sounds like it should be a restroom.
Yeah, cheers for Pooh. It's just like everything else in Disney. It's really well themed. Obviously, the lights are, beehives, and they have sweets. Those lights are and all that cool. Good stuff. Yeah.
If this was Paris, it would be all full of Stitch.
Is this a reference I'm not getting?
Oh, when we went to Disneyland Paris, every single gift shop was full of Stitch. It didn't matter what it was a gift shop for. It was just there was at least one wall dedicated to Stitch. I had no idea that the French loved Stitch so much, but
because he's awesome.
We got off Buzz Lightyear, and the whole gift shop was Stitch.
Better movie. I understand.
Sure, yeah. I mean, aliens, right? And yeah, you've got all your stuffed Poohs and your Donald Ducks, and there's Stitch.
There's Stitch. Oh my god.
I'm glad this video does an extreme close-up on this stuffed Pooh that's $45.
Stuffed to the brim with Pooh. I can't believe how dirty this how filthy this gift shop is. It's covered in Pooh.
It is covered in Pooh. You can get a $35 Pooh t-shirt. You can get some Pooh ears. You can get a Piglet t-shirt for $35. Overpriced Disney stuff.
What a crock.
All the t-shirts are $35. We get it. Okay.
Yeah. Congrats.
And that is the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Fun fact, the theme for the ride was done by Danny Elfman.
Oh, very weird pull that they got from him. Especially because, this didn't come out, around any of his big movies or any of the things that Disney was helping him make. So, it's just whatever. Do you got his phone number?
Yes, everyone has his phone number.
Yeah. The voice cast is most of the people that did most of the movie. Most of the movies. Jim Cummings does do some double duty here because once again we talked about Tigger only being voiced by Paul Winchell in the Magic Kingdom Hong Kong and Shanghai versions, but Jim Cummings does the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger in the Disneyland one.
And Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, obviously.
Because Jim Cummings is Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, he is. Oh, bother.
Yep. And that's the story. So why did you decide you wanted to talk about this one?
Oh, I think I might have mentioned it before. All of my brothers and sisters have Winnie the Pooh nicknames: Pooh, Tigger, Eeyore, and Piglet. And it's because all of them are from the same family, and then I was born out of wedlock because let's go. And I never got a nickname, so I love Winnie the Pooh, even though it's a sore spot for me because I didn't have a nickname from my dad. So other than Bastard.
Well, Little Bastard, to be fair.
True, yeah, that's true. I also really like that it's silly nonsense and it's about anthropomorphic animals where a kid interacts with them, which is pretty interesting, especially given the time frame when at least the movie was made. But yeah, I just remember Winnie the Pooh being one of my favorite Disney properties back when I was a kid, up until Lilo and Stitch and Hercules came out.
So is this still, if you were to go to Disneyland tomorrow, would you make time to get on Winnie the Pooh?
I would probably make time because it's a nice little nostalgia bump and all that good stuff. But I don't think it would, I wouldn't, if it was down, I wouldn't be bummed. I'd be like, oh, all right, well, whatever. I can watch a video of it being done and I'm right there because you're not going to, it's not a high thrill ride. So you're not seeing anything blurry.
Right. Yeah. This, like I said, this is not one that I will go out of my way to ride. It's one that I usually kind of forget is there. It's very strange to me that it's in Bayou Country now.
And much like Eeyore, he would say, "Thanks for noticing me." Yep.
This whole ride feels very adult. Sure. Or maybe I just have a dirty mind, but like you said, the whole Heffalumps and Woozles area is just a really serious drug trip. And the honey being everywhere just screams someone blew their load all over the room.
Sure.
It's dripping down the walls. It's disgusting.
It is. It's definitely drugs. And honey, honey is so, especially the way that they have it depicted, because it's not it's droopy and drippy like a certain bodily function. So I'm like, oh god. Yes. So if you go into it with that mind, you're like, oh my god, it's everywhere.
It's viscous.
Yeah. So viscous.
Yeah, it's gross.
It is gross. But the ride is, fun and fair, and Winnie the Pooh is awesome. And he's just a silly old bear.
I do think that the effects in it are extremely well done. Like I said, when you first enter and it's the windy day and you get the blast of wind, the gust of wind in your face, and just the rain effects, obviously there's not real water, but there's the look of it, and you get the sound effects
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we talked about the floating poo.
Yep.
I should have worded that differently.
Well, and anytime Disney uses Pepper's Ghost, I'm always happy, because that could be something that they could easily do with a screen or whatever. But no, they're going back to their old school roots and doing something practical, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and like you said, it makes it look a lot more corporeal. It makes it look like this thing is actually floating in front of you, as opposed to just being on a screen and you're like, oh, I can clearly tell that's just a flat 2D image floating next to me.
Yeah. And I would have to do a little bit more research, but unlike the Haunted Mansion, which are actual 3D mannequins that are doing the Pepper's Ghost effect, I am unsure if this is a screen Pepper's Ghost effect with Pooh, where when he's floating up, when he's sitting down, and the Pepper's Ghost effect is there. But it would be interesting to see if that's like a video, or if they just have like a rotating, pendulum of Pooh going up and down that is tied to, the cart movements and such.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wish they could move this ride to Fantasyland. It would make so much more sense there. But I don't think that's really a feasible thing. Just moving an entire ride.
No, and what else are they going to put there? It's not, it's not in a big, it's not a very big ride. So what are they going to bring the fucking Country Bear Jamboree back? Obviously not.
No, pull your finger out of your ass.
Or they could do something with Brother Bear, a movie that they don't talk about at all ever.
They could. They probably won't.
Yeah. Sad movie.
Yeah, I think most people at Disney want to forget that Brother Bear exists.
Very rude.
For whatever reason. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying. Like you said, they don't talk about it. So
They do not talk about it.
There is also a little Pooh meet and greet area over here. So if if he's there and you got some time to kill and you want to meet a silly old bear, this is the place to do it.
Yes, and I think you could also meet. Obviously, I think the most popular one outside of Pooh is Tigger. Tigger shows up all the time.
I don't think I've ever seen Tigger here. I've seen Tigger just kind of walking around, but yeah, I imagine this is probably the place to go to find him as well.
Indeed.
All right. Well, before we go, you got any parting words about Winnie the Pooh or anything else for that matter?
Winnie the Pooh is great. If you have kids and you're going to give them nicknames, make sure you give a nickname to all of your children and not just 4 or 5 of them. Otherwise, maybe when your kid is in his late 20s and early 30s, he'll have a mental break. Who knows? Go ride the ride. It's fun, especially the Heffalumps and Woozles, if not only for the music.
Yeah, and it's going to be a short line, so.
Yeah, you need to get out of the heat. Go see some Pooh.
Yeah, there'll be big fans in there that'll blast you in the face,
blow Pooh all over you. Yep. When the Pooh hits the fan.
Nailed it. I'll give you that one. I will give you that one.
Thank you.
All right. Do you have anything you want to promote while you're here?
Hey, my name is Max. Max in the PNW. You can find me everywhere at Max in the PNW. That's Blue Sky and Instagram and such. I work in the games industry, so that's a lot of fun. I also run a little thing called UFO, Unconfined Fight Offerings, hoping for a return in September or early October. That is big gay fights down in downtown Everett. Every single dollar goes to the Trevor Project. So follow us at UFO_PNW, or if you just search UFO PNW, we'll show up. So that's me in a nutshell.
No, this is you in a nutshell. Help, I'm in a nutshell. Why am I in
this bloody nutshell?
Look at the size of this bloody nutshell.
That's a second Austin Powers reference I've gotten into this episode.
Yeah, how'd you do that?
I'm just that good.
It's true. He is just that good. Okay, thank you for joining us. Go get your Pooh, and we will see you next time. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Your attention, please. This episode of Wild Mouse has concluded. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast player, and follow us on social media at Wild Mouse Podcast. Don't forget to visit the gift shop at wildmousepodcast.com. For exclusive bonus content, become a premium pass holder at patreon.com/wildmousepodcast. We hope you enjoyed your time and will visit us again soon. Thank you and good night.